Wednesday, May the 3rd, the fourth day of Eurovision 2017 rehearsals. It has finally come to a close, so we need to go around and talk about our winners and losers. Are you ready? Let's do this! Now, we hate the word loser. It is not nice, so perhaps we can call it underperformers. I'm gonna kick this off. My biggest loser, underperformer, is Fused Mark. Now, I said it earlier, but the girl turns up having not brushed her hair. She looked like she didn't want to be here. She seemed angry that she had to sing. Anger is not very appealing. It's very off-putting. It's almost like she had a tank out back and she was ready to launch a coup d'etat. This reign of revolution has heat, both in the literal sense, or semi-literal sense, that there are flames on the LED, which look amazing. One of the best visual effects of this competition so far. However, musically, it lets me down. Yeah, I say no, you better go. In any case, Lithuania is my loser.
My loser is San Marino.
What?
Obviously. Why are you watching me? Yeah, this song had the potential to have some madcap staging because it's a high camp pop, well, not pop, trash number. And if we look at San Marino last year with Serhat, they managed to sprinkle glitter all over muck and make it into something that almost resembled a credible entry. This year, they've decided, let's not bother doing this. Let's just go out in our, basically casual Friday outfit for Valentina, and then Jimmy looks like he's going to some sort of weird club of the sexual variety.
No shame.
And then their backing singers look like they were just at home on the couch and someone said, come on, we need you to sing backstage, so they sang. I didn't feel any party. There was no spirit of the night, maybe a spirit of the funeral. Yes, it's a missed opportunity to have a fun thing because there was no coordination, there was no chemistry. The talking point was Valentina's handbag and it wasn't even a pretty handbag.
Listen, we're going to be concise, but I'm going to copy and paste everything you say and say that's why I love this. Because it's fun and freestyle and different. And yeah, it's not super polished and glossy because that can be sterile and soulless. They're bringing personality, they're bringing fun. And yes, she's bringing a handbag. And in our interview, she said that I had lipstick and condoms inside. So this is hilarious. She's going to the club and she's like, hey, what do ladies take? Love you, love both of you, well done.
Sometimes you just have to have a muscle leather daddy on your stage, and that is apparently what Jimmy is serving. What can I say? I agree with you on Lithuania. I do think that it was... it's not my complete underperformer of the day, just because I didn't have much expectation anyway. My underperformer of the day is Israel. No surprise. Yeah, there you go. No, I just really didn't enjoy it. He's just vocally not there. I'm sorry. Like, it's the Eurovision Song Contest, but to perform the song, you need to be able to sing the song. And I'm sorry, every single run through, he could not hit that high note. El Haidadani eventually hit that, but sometimes she hit it before. He's never hit it that I can think of. I don't think he's ever hit that note. And we were all sat here hoping, I hope that he hits it. And I had hoped that he would hit it because I like the song, I like Imri. But he's not. And it just feels very, very much like Israel had something in their grasp and it's just falling away.
You say vocally not there, I say vocally getting there. This has improved a lot. He's becoming more and more confident, and I think he's playing to his strength. He's working some top male model realness. It looks great. Visually, this is stunning. The lights, the LED, the attitude, the swagger, and I think the voice will come. If worse comes to worse, crank up the backing vocals, but I think that he is getting more confident, more comfortable, and will peak at the right time.
So is he your biggest grower?
Oh, sorry. We move on to growers, and my biggest grower is...
Well, mine is Israel.
Oh, well, here you go, boo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine is Israel because I had low expectations because I just thought it was a party song that didn't have much to it. His vocals aren't that impressive on the studio version, but it all comes to life. Yeah. Do we care much about his vocals? No. Are they cringe-worthy? No. Not perfect, but... At no point did I feel the need to stick my fingers in my ears the way I did for my home country. They're perfectly pleasant. you're not there for his vocals. It's a dance song. You don't care, and you have a nice picture on the screen, so it's fine. The stage show is very professional. It's not what I imagined it to be, but it works. The backing dancers, they're all very slick. The choreography is on point. It's giving me Golden Boy vibes. I'm not putting it up in the same league as Golden Boys or Golden Boy. I'm not saying that's my favorite of the day, but it has exceeded my expectations.
And that's nice to hear. It also exceeded my expectations, but I think my biggest grower is actually Switzerland. Yeah, I've never been a huge fan of the song, but I've always liked the group. I think Maruna really came to life today. That girl can sing, and she, again, is peaking at the right time. This big stage, she responds to it. She looked incredibly beautiful in that yellow dress, showing off her silky thighs, her lovely knees, her polished legs in that light. She's floating on the clouds, because the clouds are there, the camera's a certain way. She looks like she's heavenly, a goddess, a Romanian-Swiss goddess in the sky. Apollo, honey. She comes down, not pink piano, white piano, men in pink. It's not as classy as the music video, but it's not as trashy as the Swiss national selection. So it perfectly melds both worlds, and it creates something very inviting and warm. Beauty and the Beast, but there ain't no beast. You've got these two hunkalicious, supporting members of Time Bell, and you've got the beautiful, stunning Maruna, who sounded great. She filled the stage. This has elevated. There was more energy and more vigor and more power. Well done.
I will get to Switzerland in a moment. Personally, my biggest grower was Croatia, because I went in with no expectations on Croatia, and I thought he was very good. It's very cheesy with him in the background, face and face and the dueling. It's a big ball of cheese, but actually I kind of enjoy it in just it's Eurovision kind of way. Like, this isn't going to exist anywhere but Eurovision. There are elements that don't work. The intro with his face just right there and he's reading that Einstein quote. But otherwise, very good job by Croatia, I think. And I do think it will qualify now.
Sorry, was that grower or winner?
Grower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we've given our growers, so now let's talk about our winners, and that transitions to me, because Croatia is one of my winners, honey. This was just breathtaking and stupefying and not maddening, just crazyifying. Is that a word? I don't know what to think after watching this. It's at once inspirational yet completely cheesy. It's at once incredibly lowbrow but at once incredibly highbrow. It manages to tick so many boxes, and in the middle of that box is Jacques Houdek, whose voice unites everything. Bonkers out there will alienate some people, but it will also inspire and encourage many people to vote, and that's what matters. The rainbow at the end is so lovely. The mountains, very Lion King, Mufasa presenting Simba to the sky, to the animals. Circle of life. And it's just, duet for one. He's going like this, he's going like this. It's just hilarious, but also very serious, because there's big music behind this. So I think this could go through. I think this will go through, because it's combining musicality with craziness in a very polished way.
Well, between the sugar and cheese of Switzerland and Croatia, my teeth are ready to fall out. So neither of them are my winners. My second place of today would be Bulgaria. They didn't meet my expectations, but I think that's because I had them so high in the first place. He still had a very slick stage show. There was a few issues, and they even said that themselves, that they weren't completely happy. I would have liked more people on stage. It would have given that kind of more of a dystopian feel to it, but it was dark. It reflected the song. There was nothing wrong with his vocals. He added a bit of freestyling with them as well. That was all very impressive. He knew what he was doing on stage. He was confident. Like, one of the main issues was more to do with the graphics team, that they had these graphics in and they looked a bit childish or cartoony and they didn't fit the mood of the song. But I think they're all things that can be ironed out by the second rehearsal, and I don't think Bulgaria have anything to worry about.
Absolutely, because the draft of this is so advanced, you can easily tweak those few small issues, which are the squiggly lines, which, as you pointed out, are very junior Eurovision.
Yes.
And whereas the performance is very serious and austere and adult, so that mix is uncomfortable. I think they will either edit them out or make them less bubbly and make them more germane to this performance.
Well, actually, Bulgaria is actually probably my winner of the day, so I'll start with them and then move on to my second place, actually. But no, Bulgaria, I actually thought, it was a bit underwhelming to begin with, but now that I think back on it, I still think it is better than pretty much anything else we saw today, just in terms of the mood it created, and I can see where they're going with it. Sometimes when we say, they need to do this and they need to do that, you don't really know whether or not they'll do it. I think Bulgaria know it was obvious really, and it was just like these little graphical things. I have complete confidence in them to get that right. Sasha Jean-Baptiste obviously knows what she's doing, and Kristian's just such a nice and enthusiastic and confident performer. He's taking it seriously now. He knows that he's got to get his head in the game, and he will. I have no doubt about that.
He's very likable.
Oh yeah. So my second place, to touch on what you were saying, is Switzerland. We only saw one truncated run through of it effectively, but just from that, it was very clear to me that this has really come on leaps and bounds from Die Große Entscheidung's show. Try saying that with the lisp again. And yeah, I loved the pastel yellow, the pastel pink. That worked really well. The backdrop looked very pleasant. The spiral staircase worked. Sometimes with staircases at Eurovision it completely fails. Sephora, Cascada, that never ever really worked. But they seem to have got it right to me, and just a very good job. And I really, really hope and think that Switzerland will make the final with that.
My other winner of the day is Estonia, honey. They are not lost in Verona. They are running to Verona, led by Laura, who hit all of her cues. And she was dragging Coit, who could not find his way out of a box today. My God. He looked amazing, very tan, Jim honed, but he was just on the moon, and he himself was laughing at it, missing his marks. They've really added some spectacular effects. At the beginning, a beam of light kind of goes down the floor, creating a runway, and Coit, as he walks down it, they shoot from above. It's very Alina Born back in 2015, that shadow effect. It looks very expensive and very polished. They've improved their chemistry, actually. It's now believable that they might have mad, passionate love and then, duels and anger and hatred. They've got all of that going on now, and that personal touch makes it so much more bearable. I think this is definitely going through. I think it sounds amazing. It's always sounded amazing. Just a very polished, refined performance.
And Estonia were my number one as well. And like you said, they quite missed everything, but that added to the charm in a weird way. But I read somewhere that his wife has just given birth to a child, so it's quite understandable that he might be a bit tired and wouldn't have time to practice.
Oh dear.
But yeah, Eurovision last year missed out on having this cheesy, melodramatic male-female ballad. Like, I think this is up there with Ellen, Nikki and Shanae and Evergreen. It's not going to win, but Ellen, Nikki wouldn't have won this year anyway. So, yeah, we need that cheesy ballad. It's not perfect, but the mistakes are easy to fix. The staging is very, well, not dark, but it's very moody, and it sets a very dramatic atmosphere worthy of Shakespeare.
Oh yes, Shakespeare would be proud. Of the three songs you named, those two duets, I think Verona is my favorite. It straddles errors the best. Now quickly, we didn't talk about Norway. I think this was very safe, very sound. Not going to bring the house down, but a very competent performance.
Yeah, it was very much like Melody Grand Prix, and again we had a kind of issue with the rehearsals through here where we couldn't see everything, but from what we saw, graphical glitches looked good.
Yeah, competent is the ideal word.
Yeah, and then the other act we haven't talked about was my pre-contest favorite, Belarus and Navi Band. This is very cute, endearing, and sweet. They have that chemistry. You could put them in a box, they'd still have that chemistry. I think that the TV, it was difficult to basically what I'm trying to say is I think they'll change the camera cuts, because as of today, it wasn't the most amazing, but it's still cute, and they're on a hoverboard, it kind of in the clouds. It has potential to be amazing, them flying through this, they're like Aladdin's carpet basically, because the LED is changing as they move. They will refine, they will tweak, and I think it will climb back up in my estimation. This is not anywhere near to being a loser. I just think they can make it a bit more dynamic.
Yeah, it was a tad underwhelming. I preferred the national final staging, but actually we can make it work. I think they will. And I apologise, I didn't realise they were actually married, and apparently they were, so I apologise for getting that wrong in that video.
That explains their love.
Yeah, it was nice, but I worry that it might be a bit too twee to capture people's imagination.
Well, that's what we think. What do you think? Who are your winners and losers for today? Who underwhelmed but still has a chance to slay? You can let us know here on wiwibloggs.
Hit the subscribe button.
And like and comment with your opinions for all of the categories from today's rehearsals.
And we will see you later. Bye!